Hi everyone, welcome back to Paisa Bolta. I'm here with Anand. I will talk about what's happening in page industries and Bata and why it kind of proves to what Anand's been saying for a very long time that India is going through something called a K-shaped recovery. K-shaped recovery means people in the top echelons of our society, economic society, seem to be doing far better than the lower strata. The lower strata seems to be finding it harder and harder, and that too with inflationary pressures in full force till at least the elections come to a closure. It's only going to continue this pain, and you can see it very clearly on the performance of Page Industries and Bata. Both companies, by analyzing its results, it shows a clear indicator of what's happening in our broader economy. And no one better to help us analyze this than Anand.
See, what is happening in both Page and Beta is that they are neither two premium brands nor are they
Lower
very
end
cheap
brand.
lower end brands. Even in lower end brands like Relaxo Footwear and Luss and Cosi, sales have been under pressure.
Yes,
And in the last quarter, Page Industries, there was a lot of pressure on sales.
correct.
Now, in this quarter, what has happened is their margins have increased. Therefore, their profits have increased by 2.7%. Their EBIT margins have increased, so which has led to a big jump in profits. But volumes have suffered, and especially in the track pants and other things which they supply.
Athletic leisure.
Athletic leisure wear
Yeah.
is suffering, and also premium menswear, that is the undergarments, is also suffering. So this is definitely an indication, and they have added in several hundred stores.
Correct.
So after adding so many stores, Jockey, that is Page Industries, is suffering and suffering big time, which clearly shows that there is no money not at the very bottom. This is also at the middle class, upper middle class level. So middle class, upper middle class level, there is no money to spend.
Correct.
And this is a clear indication.
Correct.
And also what has happened, the stock is frightfully expensive.
Yes.
At the same time, there is Bata, which I've been following for a long time.
Yes.
Its PE ratio is in plus 50 plus. When you do have a PE ratio of 50 plus, you expect sales to really take off.
Correct.
Bata sales have been flat to declining, and Bata has been talking about premiumization.
Yes.
Basically, what they are saying is there'll be more premium, they'll be selling premium end shoes.
Correct.
And there is also talk about a tie-up with Adidas to do distribution.
Yes.
So they are trying to sell upper end shoes.
Yes.
They are not selling their regular canvas.
Which is a big departure from their brand.
Which is a big departure from Hawaii slippers, ordinary leather slippers, and ordinary leather shoes.
Correct.
Which is for schools, which is in the middle class, upper middle class would buy.
Yes.
What has happened to Bata is they have lost the upper end of the market to Nike and Adidas and other things.
Correct.
They have fashionable shoes, which are high-end hush, but they are retailing hush puppies. But you have hush puppy and other high-end retail shoes.
Yes.
And at the bottom, you have been taken more by Vakru, Relaxo, and other ends.
Correct.
Which are non-branded. Some of them manufactured in India, some of them imported from China.
Yes.
So you're getting squeezed on both sides. But Bata is a very powerful brand, and therefore is being valued extremely high. It is a Czech brand, Czechoslovakian brand.
Yes.
Where India is one of their largest markets. So they have not been able to go on the bottom side, nor are they able to take the top side of the market. And now what has happened, like what I discussed recently, Bata, the Relaxo sales decline shows that the lower end people are under enormous stress.
Inflationary stress.
Yeah. So Mint did an article about 4 months back. Which said that how people are in northern India villages are not using their slippers because they don't want to buy another.
Correct.
So they are using it very carefully and sparingly and lovingly. So people cannot afford to replace a slipper that's worn out.
Yes.
And that effect you can see in Bata also. So there is definitely going to be a lot more pressure. So for them to sustain this pressure, this price, only margin improvement will not suffice.
Very true.
They cannot only survive on margins going up. And when margins don't go up, margins don't only will not compensate. Finally, your final sales ratios have to go up.
Correct.
So for you to justify 60%, 60 times earnings, your sales has to go 20, 30 times, 20%, 30%.
Very true.
The way it is today, there is no way sales is going to grow up 20, 30%.
Yes.
And the price is not correcting. At the same time, there is no expansion. On the upper side, there is no growth in sales. So this is like one of those categories, both these companies, where you would like to own the share because the product has a good recall. Like Peter Lynch says, walking manner, buying by walking about. When you walk about, you see a lot of jockey, you see a lot of batter.
Very true.
But when you dig behind the numbers, you cannot go blindly buy on what you see. When you dig behind the numbers,
Things are not so rosy.
So things are not so rosy. And so there are a lot of paper cracks that are covering this. So if you buy this at this price, then you are definitely going to lose money. Another company which is now being talked about, which nobody talked about for such a long time, is Trent. Now Trent has got a lot of private label.
Yes.
Now everybody is talking about Trent because Reliance is trying to copy the same strategy.
The model.
Yeah, because Trent has become more successful because they have launched their own several models and have become very private models, and they have become very profitable.
Correct.
Especially in clothing wear. Unfortunately, Reliance is trying to play catch up.
Correct.
So that is why it is in the news, so that everybody started to wake up to Trent. But even Trent, even being a Tata company, is extremely expensive. So you may not lose much money, but what you will not you will not see much growth. So it's artificially extremely high. Same thing with Titan. Titan is at 80 times earnings. That means Titan has to grow at 30% sales.
Correct.
Titan is not going to grow at 30%.
Yes.
So these are stocks which are fundamentally very good. Brand is good. People love the products, but you cannot buy these stocks at this price. So you have to take, and in Be Rich, we discussed tenet of Buffett, where you have to learn show patience.
Yes.
Like, so you wait for 15, even if you have to wait for 15, 20 years, we wait and we don't enter these stocks because they're expensive. Because if you buy at a too high a valuation, you will lose money over periods of time. So you have to see what is the growth potential and whether they are able to grow and maintain the price. So this is a problem. So we need to, when you get a choice, whether you want to buy Nestle or Bata at 60 times earnings, or whether you would buy a Natco Pharma at 19 times earnings, it makes better sense to buy Natco Pharma at 19 times earnings because it is cheaper. And also the money is going to come in dollars. And also they have launched a new division which is going to push up sales, that is plant agricultural pesticides.
Correct. Pesticides.
So even though you don't come across Natco Pharma every day, and I don't see it in the
brand showing, yeah.
I don't see the brand everywhere, it becomes on valuation and money coming, more than 45% of its earnings coming through dollars, makes it a more valuable company than buying
Bata
or
Page Industries or even Trent.
So this is what I mean to say. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. So this is how an understanding of the macroeconomics helps you to decide whether that you should buy a stock or you should not buy a stock. If the government runs its tax policies in such a way that there is more money at the hands of the people, at the bottom of the pyramid, then you can buy Relaxo, Bata and Page. But this government consistently believes that by cutting taxes for the rich, they will invest and create capacity, which there is not happening. Because if I already have a biscuit factory, I'll put up the second biscuit factory only when there is demand.
Correct.
If there is no demand, why will I put up another biscuit factory?
Very true.
So I have the money, I'm deleveraging, and I'm buying new toys for myself rather than buy stocks.
Very true.
So this is how you use macroeconomics to pick a stock. Thank you for watching पैसा बोलता है. आपने इस पॉडकास्ट को सुना, इसके लिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ. अगर आप इस वीडियो को पसंद करते हो तो आप इसको वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, अपना कमेंट लिखिए और भी चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, बेल नोटिफिकेशन भी दबाएं. आपने सब कुछ कर दिया तो इस वीडियो को अपने दोस्त और रिलेटिव के पास भेजें और उनको देखने के लिए आग्रह करें. धन्यवाद. नमस्कार. जय हिंद. हमने बेंगलुरु की इवेंट के बाद इवेंट सऊदी अरेबिया में होल्ड करने की डिसीजन ले ली है. सो 22 सितंबर को हम रियाद में एक इवेंट कर रहे हैं और 29 सितंबर को हम जिद्दा में मिल रहे हैं. जो भी मुझे मिलने चाहते हैं तो और सऊदी में रहते हैं, उनको रियाद में 22 सितंबर और जिद्दा में 29 सितंबर मिलेंगे. जो मुझे मिलने के इच्छुक हैं वो नीचे दिए गए ईमेल आईडी में मेल भेज सकते हैं और व्हाट्सएप नंबर से हमें संपर्क कर सकते हैं. धन्यवाद. नमस्कार. जय हिंद.